And we're back. Monroe, the dying adventurer on the makeshift stretcher, is a female lynxkin, so a tabaxi with the features of a lynx.
Cool.
Looks to be a spellcaster or a wizard of some sort. About 6 feet, thin build, covered in blood, multiple deep cuts and bite marks, grayish-brown fur, green leathers, and a cape. She has a black witch hat with red silk spiderwebs, a white stone quarterstaff with angular edges.
Cool.
And Monroe starts violently coughing blood and blackness.
Wait, the half-dead one or the
Yes,
one carrying?
the dying one.
Okay.
Gantra is the half-elf.
Yeah, we're really bad at introducing ourselves.
Yeah.
Just assume that it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't really. Donnie's the only one that introduced himself.
I guess. I guess so, yeah.
Gantra wipes the blood from Monroe's chin. Money, can you hear me? You haven't much time. Please reconsider the payment. We're not ready to lose you. Oh, sweetheart, I ain't budging on this one. No more payments, please. Monroe then looks up at Lowstar and smiles. Oh, hello, Padre. You'll make sure I get to where I'm going, won't you? Don't let my friends interfere. Could you do that for me, Padre?
What?
He wants you to send him.
You're a cleric.
He wants you to ferry him to death.
She just wants you to make sure that her friends don't interfere.
Interfere with her dying. Because your domain is death.
Alright.
Sounds like your friends made
You
up their
just say,
mind.
all right. Well, she smiles again at you. She then exhales deeply and goes limp. Gantra and Donnie begin to tear up. And about 30 seconds of silence. You all then feel a presence around you. Lowstar recognizes this feeling quite clearly. A collector is coming.
Oh, shit.
Out of the silence of the wooded...
Hey, Beth, how's it going?
On Mondays, you know.
Out of the silence comes a shape. A large black and red owl swoops over the group. Flapping its wings, it slows as it lands in a cloud of gray smoke, envelops the owl, and transforms into a humanoid shape, but retains the owl head. The figure looks at everyone before stepping forward towards the body of Monroe. Gantra quickly starts rummaging through her gear with tears in her eyes. The collector bends over slightly, reaches one hand over, palm down, above Monroe's chest, and you see shimmering bits of light rise from the wounds of the body, forming a stone just below the collector's hand. Gantra is now frantically dumping contents from their bag. Wait, I have the payment. Donnie puts his hand on Gantra and shakes his head. The collector looks up at Gantra, its large black eyes unblinking. The stone finishes forming over Monroe, the owl still staring at Gantra. Gantra does not do anything. The owl figure takes the stone in their hand and stands still staring at Gantra, pauses briefly, scans the rest of the group. Nothing. The figure The figure nods at Lowstar, cocks its head slightly at Grim, and continues its head cocking almost upside down when looking at Gamork. It then rights
Do we look
its...
funny?
Can I fucking help you?
Yeah, does this thing talk? Like, what are you looking at?
I think it... well, I don't know. You don't know.
Okay.
I can't tell you. It then rights its head back to its normal position.
Fix your eyes, boy.
There's another big puff of smoke, and the owl is now in an owl form yet again. It takes off and disappears, the stone in its talons. Gantra starts bawling, and Donnie embraces her tightly as she looks down at Monroe's lifeless body, which is now losing color. Donnie looks at you and says, I hate to ask, but can you fellas possibly help us carry her somewhere nice to lay her to rest?
I mean, are we not in a cemetery?
You're at the crossroads.
Oh.
Yeah.
We weren't quite there yet. Okay.
You were literally like turning the corner when you saw them. Yeah.
So were they coming from?
They were coming from the north, heading south towards Lightcast.
And we are heading north.
You are now... well, no, you are now turning east and heading towards the cemetery.
So they are
We
coming
saw the
from a
sign.
different direction than we are going to in the first place.
Yes.
That's how I see
You
it,
were
yeah.
heading north, and then the trail to the cemetery splits
Oh.
off and goes east. But you
I
saw
thought-
them as you
okay.
were splitting off.
Okay. Oh.
They obviously
That's
have not
interesting.
seen the sign.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
I mean, I don't mind.
No. Well, we're headed to a cemetery right now. I can't say it'd be the nicest place to bury her, but it is indeed a cemetery. So,
Donnie,
you got
look,
something else in mind?
Donnie looks pretty embarrassed that he didn't realize that there was a sign to a cemetery pretty much right behind him.
I mean, he's dying, so.
Yeah. Yes, they are still... They are, looking pretty roughed up.
Yeah, Grim will get down and pick up one of her limbs. Support her somehow. I don't know.
She is on a stretcher of
Stretcher?
sorts. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you could...
Yeah.
But, Gamork and Grim, like we'll take the feet.
Okay. They appreciate it. Gantra, still crying, takes the top with Donnie, and you travel another half kilometer or so into the woods before you see the wrought iron fence and sign signifying the edge of the cemetery grounds.
Okay. Sorry, my pen just died. Give me a second.
Yep. Pen break. Notes. Take a sippy sip. And spill some on my shirt.
Classic.
Got 1,000 pencils and none of them are sharpened, because of course, why would they be?
I spilt some of Stalwart Brewing Company's Mississippi Mist Lemon Lime Spritzer. It's spelt mist, but I missed with 2 S's.
Is it yummy, Kyle?
This one actually just tastes like lemonade. It's not like White Claw Spritzers or seltzers. It's not like sparkling water. It actually tastes like lemonade.
Nice.
Or, sorry.
Are you sure
lemonade.
it doesn't taste like lemonade?
Lemonade. Lemon limeade. Delicious, refreshing,
Delicious.
and affordable. Stalwart's Brewing Company.
Okay.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. I'd like to retcon, because I was under the assumption they were coming from where we were going. That's why I didn't ask them, like, in more detail what happened. Like, what did they fight? But...
Well, they told you it was a flying snake of some sort.
Yeah, but I think
Why
Ben
were they
saying-
there? Like, I feel like if we were walking with them, I
Oh,
would
okay.
maybe have asked some more
them?
questions about,
Sure.
like, you know,
Well, you're
why
walking.
were you fighting a flying snake?
Yeah. You're asking them that, particularly?
Yes, I'm.
Okay.
I'll say I'm talking to Donnie because
Gantra's not
Gantra's-
in. Yeah.
yeah. So Donnie, why were you out there fighting this thing? Like, what was it? Do you know anything more about it other than just a flying snake?
Well, we weren't actually. We weren't actually meant to be fighting no flying snakes. We're all recent graduates of Carton's Academy, and this was our first job. The job went pretty well. We were up just north. There's a small village that was experiencing some bandits, and we took care of them. And we were heading south to get some rest. Heard talk of a little village down here, Lightcast, and if I'm correct, and
Yeah. That's on the way down there a little bit. But the bandits, was that your job that the Carton Academy gave you?
it was our first job, yes.
And you're not supposed to go back there to turn it in or anything? They just know it's done?
No, that's we were heading down to Lightcast to get rest, and then we were gonna head back east to Carton's Academy.
Okay.
The way we
Did
came
this-
was not.
Did the snake ambush you?
It did. There was actually two of them.
Two of them.
We didn't hear them coming, if that's what you're asking.
Well, no, I guess that makes sense. How much noise would a flying snake make?
Not much, apparently.
Did it have wings?
It did, yes.
It did have wings. Okay.
Somehow it seems way creepier to me if it didn't have.
Just
I
floating
know,
flying
that's why
snakes.
it was
Yeah.
terrifying. 'Cause, like, what is it pushing its body against a fly even? Doesn't make
Oh, there
any
are flying
sense.
snakes that jump out of
That's
trees
okay.
and spread.
Yeah, no,
really
we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay.
Totally fine.
No, I mean in real life.
Chris is
yeah.
gone.
Oh, okay, right.
Chris
Sorry.
Chris has shut off his PlayStation.
I don't need to know
snakes.
about flying nope ropes. Those can just never be a thing that's in my brain. Don't worry about it.
Well,
Perfectly
luckily
fine.
it was quite a ways north from where you are.
Cool. A note. Grim marks it down in his little black book.
Grim also not a fan of snakes,
No, not really. He's a bird.
especially flying ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Snakes will
Fuck,
eat
I
birds.
can't even fly. Maybe he's jealous.
That's that could also be a factor.
That's fair, yeah.
He's more just jealous than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna look at Donnie and say, just a heads up, the place we're going is not safe. So if you want to
It's all
get
down.
rest and everything, you're gonna need to make your way down to Lightcast on your own, because we've got our own
Right.
little thing going on here.
We'll make the burial as quick as possible.
Do you want to do it at the... What I'm saying is, like, where do you want to do the burial? Here? Like,
Yeah, you are just entering the graveyard, or the grounds of the graveyard. This is a fairly large graveyard.
yeah, okay.
What you're walking past now is pretty scattered. There are like trees growing up through. There's not like a condensed grave area yet. It's kind of scattered tombstones. But
Just inside the gate.
right. I'd like to at least speak with the groundskeeper before we lay her to rest.
All right, then.
Yeah.
I think that's
kind
who
of
we're
have
going to talk to as well,
we have to
so-
talk to him too.
Right.
Let's keep moving. Make our way down the path.
Right. As you make your way down the trail, you see scattered gravestones start appearing among the trees, becoming more and more visible and condensed. The woods then give way to a sizable clearing, completely full of graves, with a small, dark, moss-covered building in the middle. Candlelight illuminating the small window The sun is pretty much set now. It's now deep oranges and almost purple in the sky. 2 of the moons are visible. Looking around the area of graves, you see over a dozen just in eyesight of where you guys are. Fresh graves with turned soil, but the tombstones where the fresh soil is are old and weathered. While it isn't quite dusk yet, the sky is quite dark, and there's some clouds making their way in. So it's getting darker than it should be, faster. And as you near the small building, a portly halfling kicks the wooden door open and calls out to you. What's your business here? Holding a lantern above his head and a bottle in his other hand.
Remind me.
His grounds are sacred. I want no trouble, though.
Kent.
Kenny?
Kent.
Kent?
Old Kent.
Kent. Alright. Kent, I presume.
Hi.
We were sent to help you with the what are they called? The grave robber issues. What was his friend's name from the?
It was his brother. His brother Darvish. That
Your
sent him.
brother. Your brother.
Darvish.
He sent us. Darvish.
Darvish. I told him not to get involved. Jesus, I'm quite capable of taking care of myself.
He's stumbling.
Wow.
This Kent is a jolly-looking, slightly dirty, curly mop of hair. Smokes. He's got a smoking pipe sticking out of one of the pockets in his shirt, and you're not quite that close to him, but you can already smell whiskey.
Nice.
He looks past you and sees the dead body that you're all carrying.
Did Darvish send you with a dead body?
No.
No. We
Don-
met them on the way.
Donnie speaks up and says, I was wondering if I could bury my friend here. We know we're not followers of tarot, but any sacred ground is better than not sacred ground, you know.
Oh boy. Yeah, I got a great site you could use. It'll be 10 silver since she wasn't a follower of tarot, though.
Donnie has no problem paying the 10 silver.
I must warn you, though, there's a group that seems to be robbing the graves, so I can't say your grave site will be entirely safe, unless these fellers, well, you know.
We'll take care of it.
Well, that's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
Right, so they're not with you, though, right? You said
No.
you're not all together.
No.
No.
Right.
No, we just met them.
Right.
Decided to give them a hand.
Well, you guys come on in and get yourself a drink, and I'll help these two with their burial. Unless you want to help out as well. All right.
Not really.
Okay.
Push past him and goes gets gets whiskey.
Drinks. Oh, you already found it. All right. Yep.
Thank you, darling. I am drinking a whiskey with Grim.
Kent walks off with the other two. And, inside the grave house, you see tarot pamphlets, 6 empty bottles, a silver shovel, stew on the fireplace, a jar of silver and copper coins, a map of the area. As the sun lowers beneath the horizon, the already dark sky becomes even darker. The 2 adventurers and Kent return to the small building. well, before they return, is there anything you want to do while you're alone in the grave building?
Yeah, let's look at the map.
Okay.
Send that map to us, bud.
It's a pretty basic map.
Oh, okay.
It's not, it's pretty much just a map of the southern coast. So it stretches from the bottom of the Sorrow Isles to east of Blindstone.
How
send you
big
the
is
map
that
in a bit.
jar of coins?
Not too big. There's 15 silver, 25 copper.
Nope. Grim walks past it, kind of looks in it, like pokes around, and it's just like, nah, it's not worth it.
Quick count, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a pretty basic guy, this Kent.
Mm-hmm.
Whiskey and stew.
Whiskey and stew.
Possibly whiskey in the stew.
Sounds awesome.
Still full for my crumbs.
Yes, slum crumbs. Nice hot bag of slum crumbs.
I'm eating some right
Bag
now.
of slum crumbs.
Delicious.
They actually do sound
Leftovers.
good. I mean, next live game, I might make some.
That would be
Slum
great.
crumbs.
Please do.
Wicked.
Oh, I have an air fryer, so we'll just do them up here.
Perfect.
Just bring a baguette. We'll
Yeah.
tear it up. Drizzle it with
Some
some olive oil and some
Yeah.
seasoning.
Yeah.
Crisp them up. It'll be delicious.
Authentic. Alright, yeah, so Kent and Donnie and Gantra return. Kent opens the door and says,
Please, grab a drink and some stew before you leave.
Donnie says, we appreciate that very much, Mr. Kent, and thank you for everything. Donnie and Gantra quickly start slurping down a few bowls of stew in a manner that seems like they have not eaten in quite some time.
Roll your hit dice, lads. Maybe get some health points back.
Short rest. Let's see what they got.
What was their friend's name, Kyle? The one that they lost?
The one that died?
Yeah.
Monroe.
Monroe, thank you.
Donnie looks up from his stew at you three and tosses the hat that Monroe was wearing to Comork.
Oh.
Sorry, what with the grave robbers and everything, I think it's better that you lads have this and not them robbers. I think Monroe would prefer it that way.
What do you get?
Thank you.
A witch hat.
Oh, witch hat.
Oh,
You're a witch, Harry.
man. I'm definitely a witch.
You're a witch, Harry.
After finishing their stew, the two thank Kent again and each hand him another silver piece. Donnie says to him, Donnie says to you, good luck out there, friends. Stay safe, eh? And he then drapes his arm over Gantra, and they both head out the door and back out of the graveyard. Torches in hand.
Alright then. Old Kent, what seems to be the issue?
Well, now that we've handled that business, I guess I should fill you in on what's happening around here.
He sits down at the small table and pours himself another drink.
For the last, I don't know, week or two, I've been seeing dim flashes of red light at various spots around the cemetery. Damn near every night. It's between, I'm not too good with time, but a couple hours after dusk to maybe midnight. But by the time I get over to where I seen the lights, ain't nobody there. Only the freshly turned dirt. There's at least 7 graves last night with freshly turned. I can't see who's doing it. Is the real problem.
Have you checked the graves after? Have you dug them
Yeah.
up yourself to see
I
what's
did.
missing?
I did. I took it upon myself to see what condition the coffins and the insides. But there's no damage to the coffins nor the bodies, which I find very concerning.
He then chugs
So
the
they're
rest of
not-
his whiskey in the glass.
So they're not technically robbing anything. They're just digging.
Well, I mean, I don't keep track of everything that people are buried with. I
Right,
just
of
assume
course.
that if people are digging up graves, they're not doing it for the fun.
Seems like an awful lot of work too.
Yeah,
does
I'd
indeed.
say so.
Like 7? Like holy shit.
Yeah, well, I can tell from experience that yeah, digging graves is quite a bit of work. But I would greatly appreciate it if you fellas could shed some light on the situation. I don't know how much my brother is paying you, but
Quite
if
handsomely.
you
We'll
all
do our
can,
best.
well, if you all can solve this here mystery for me, and let me get a good night's sleep. Sorry,
So, I
sorry.
heard the stink
Sorry.
lines coming off that one.
Yes. Apologize.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I'd be happy to compensate you three.
Alright, so red lights is all we got to go on.
Now, they have been kind of working their way across.
That was my next question.
yeah,
Is
so,
there a pattern of any
Some sort of pattern. It's kind of scattered, but they seem to have been moving from west to east.
Okay.
Around back, and he points out the back window of his building,
The back. Okay.
opposite side of the door.
And you said from west to east?
Seems to be spreading eastward.
Hey Kyle, did you give me a witch hat because I use witch bolt
No.
so much? No.
No.
Well, you got it from a lady wizard, so.
She's a witch, Harry.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But,
Can I do an Arcana check on it?
Sure. Yeah.
14 plus 4.
Damn.
Yeah. Definitely magical.
Cool. Break me off a piece. Or put it in my inventory and I'll just read it. Give me a break. Give me a break.
You.
Witch hat.
So, I mean, you don't automatically know what it does.
Put it
Okay.
on.
Aw, for fuck's sake.
Well, I mean, technically, when you find an item that is magical, you're supposed to be able to identify it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a spell called Identify.
Well, that's
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
really?
Yeah, for things that you don't actually know about, and they didn't tell you what it does.
Oh, yeah, I should have
So.
asked them. Fuck's sakes.
Mm.
Um,
How far are they down the road?
they're gone.
Oh,
They,
yeah.
they are gone.
Just put it on, Gamork. Stop being a wimp.
Yeah, I put it on. How do I look, Grim?
You look fucking fabulous.
Stand up and look at the mirror. God damn it. I look even more like a woman now than I did before.
It's alright. Just own it.
I wonder what it does. Feels magical.
I don't know. I don't
Hey,
know how
Hazel.
that magic stuff works, to be honest with you. It's
Shall
not really
we,
my bag.
Shall we head outside and take a peek around?
Yeah, so in regards to that, would like to do kind of like a 10-foot wide kind of comb of the back area where it was,
Like a
you know,
search.
where
search
he
party?
said, yeah, kind of like a search party, kind of like a little investigative search, like walk around thing.
So
like
you're
everybody's
covering.
10 feet apart. Because he said that he saw the lights, but he couldn't get there in time. Is that because he's an old halfling fatty, or is it because
He's old, he's fat, and I mean by that time at night he's probably hammered.
hammered?
Yeah,
That's a good point.
These could
Okay.
be hallucinations for all
Yeah.
we know.
So,
I mean
yeah.
you did see a lot of turned soil at very old gravestones.
Yeah.
My dark vision is 120 feet.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
have any, so I'm.
But that's what. Yeah, how are we?
That's actually a good point. I don't think there's much I can do because I don't really want to be walking around with a torch to like spook anybody. So I'll
Or maybe we
does
just hang
low
tight,
yeah.
Ben,
Mm-hmm.
and we wait for the red lights, and then
And then
do
go
insight
for it
checks
when we
or
see
just
them.
approach them. Yeah.
It's a good call.
All
right.
Let me see if I still have Misty Step. I think I do. Yeah. Cool. How far is Misty Step?
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. Noted.
Keep that in mind.
All right. Yeah. Let's. Hey, Low Star.
Hey.
Hey. Keep an eye out for some those red lights he was talking about.
Yeah, can we like set up in a bush and
Yeah.
all face kind of
Oh,
a
for
different
sure.
direction or something?
For sure.
How is our passive oh, there is no passive perception. Does that
It's
help at all?
14.
Mine's 12. My passive investigation is better though, 14.
I can't see much past like 10 feet in front of me, so I don't
Yeah.
really know. But I suppose red lights, like I could probably see red lights in the darkness.
Yeah, he's seeing them
That's true,
from
yeah.
inside his thing. So
Yeah.
oh, where did that
All
come
right.
from?
So
point.
we done hunker down and
Yeah.
Hiding behind a grave.
Kinda
Grave
waiting
of
for it.
stone.
You get over to where a lot of the
Oh, like the last overturned.
yeah.
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 Graves. Are.
And yeah, I'll send you this. Do.
Send it.
ooh, I could do that.
Oh. Nope.
What
Yeah,
then?
maybe one of
You
those.
do what? Tell me.
Now that I have a free hand, I can take my shield back out, but
That's not a bad idea.
I don't know if it's worth it or not.
What AC does it give you? Or does it boost it to?
I mean, mechanically wise, like I don't know if it makes sense for a gunslinger to have a shield on.
It's kind of a cool idea though.
I like the idea, and I
Yeah.
like the stat boost that it gives me, but I don't know if it mechanically would make sense. Like, can I hold a shield and still reload a break
Bringing
barrel
a shield
pistol?
to a gunfight.
I mean,
It's kind of weird.
Well, I mean, describe your shield.
well, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, I only have a rapier, so what I'm picturing is, I don't know what they're called. I think they might be called bucklers, but I don't think that's right. It's like a little. It's like
small
the size
one?
of a dinner plate.
Yeah.
Forearm shield.
Yeah.
It basically covers the back of your hand and
Yeah.
like half of your forearm.
It's
And
like a
literally
oversized,
just-
flat bracer, pretty much.
Like
yeah, it's just for deflecting like stuff coming out. It's not like Benor's shield where he puts it up and he stands behind it, you know?
Yeah.
It's
It's
just like
like
this
the-
little thing.
It's like the shield that those Mandalorians can have. That comes off of their wrist.
Sure.
Well, have you seen?
yeah. It's,
Not in
Unfolds.
a year.
Oh, you haven't watched any of the new?
No.
Oh, okay.
Takes me a while to be interested in television.
That's fair.
yeah. I mean, I mean, I picture you not having a cumbersome shield if you know you're going to be using a pistol. So
And like my other weapon is a rapier. So
yeah, and
I kind of
typically you don't
picture-
carry a big shield with a rapier,
No,
anyways, right?
it's literally just for deflecting the point.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not
Yeah.
trying to stop a broadsword with it or like
Yeah.
you know catch arrows like Benor.
Just
it's
kind of
it's
like
a deflection bonus.
deflecting. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I saw a video of how dirty rapier fighting actually was.
Oh
Like
man.
aside from like fencing is one thing, it's all like styled and calculated, but like
It's like figure skating, but yeah, no.
actual rapier fighting, like rapiers aren't sharp on the edges, so people would just grab your rapier and fucking shank the shit out of you.
I just saw this thing a little while ago, actually. A lot of German and Russian military figures from like the First and Second World War, they had really, really nasty facial scars, and it was because competitive fencing was so popular in the militaries of both countries, and they did it with no masks. They did it for real. Like, it was bad, man. Like, these guys had like Freddy Krueger fucking scars going from like their cheek all the way up to their ear and shit. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's a brutal way of fighting.
I
Not a quick
did
death
not
either.
even really realize what a rapier was until I just searched it.
Oh yeah, it's just a giant
Okay.
sewing needle. It's not
a pirate
sharp.
sword.
Indigo and Wesley from Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Those are rapiers.
Yes,
Yeah.
It is a stabbing weapon. There is no
Yeah.
blade. There's no slashing. There's none of that. It's strictly for
You could-
precise pinpoints.
Yeah. I mean, you could cut someone, but you're cutting them with the point of the sword. You're not
point,
like
yeah.
slashing. Yeah. It's a piercing. Yeah.
So yeah, I will take out my little deflector shield now that I only have the one pistol in hand.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm hunkered into a bush.
Okay.
What do we see?
God damn it, we
Well,
get
hold on.
distracted.
I'm gonna set the mood.
Okay.
Tune.
Turn the lights down. Put on the Barry Manilow.
Barry
I
Connor
don't know,
Jr.
bears. The sun
Ben
does set. The sun does set, and the forest becomes eerie as the evening fog begins to roll in. The sounds of the night get louder, owls, crickets, as well as some sounds that you can't quite place. There is no wind at this point. The air is thick and calm. Trying to pull straight nerves. You guys are already outside. I can skip that part. As you stand hunkered, waiting for anything to show up, the sounds of the forest fade into a haunting silence. The area around you becomes quiet for some time, and the silence is broken with the clinking of Kent trying to pour another drink, looking out his window.
It's getting around that time, lads. Can you feel it? The stillness will be long now. Best be ready.
He spills his drink as he's leaning out the window.
I do got some lanterns if you want. I don't know if you want to get the jump on them or whatever your plan is here, but if you need them, I got them.
I am not a croc.
Nixon Nixon mixed with Doc Brown.
Doc Brown, nice. No, I think we're good
Yeah.
for the time being.
All
Yeah.
right.
We've
wanna
got a
get the jump
plan.
on 'em.
You just you stay out of sight.
Can do.
And he slinks back into his building. The fog begins to blanket the ground in every direction, coming to nearly waist level. The silhouettes of the tall trees in the moon's light poking through some of the clouds seem to loom over you like blackened, ominous giants watching your every move. The soft grass under your feet absorbs the sound of every footstep you make. The gravestones around you, only faintly visible as only the very tops break the surface of the deep gray carpet of mist on the ground. The only light is the bit of candlelight coming from the small building and the window, but it doesn't quite make it to where you are. The silence of the forest and the tombstones is quite daunting.
Did you guys hear that?
Jesus Christ.
Silence is broken by Lowstar. Alright. Tempered with grave silence, you cut like these. Alright, you've already decided upon what you're doing. You have found your various positions. Feel pretty confident that you're in the right spot. The silence is once again broken by the sound of wind. The tips of the trees sway ever so slightly, but then the wind grows louder. A gust pushes downwards from the treetops, and then stops. The downdraft hits the ground, causing the fog to almost splash outwards, very close to where you are. Like dropping a flat stone into a puddle, just and the fog stays away from where it's been splashed, leaving a large circle free of fog, centered by a single gravestone. Saxon Riggs is the name on the gravestone. Yes, so the area of clarity, let's say, without fog, comes, I guess, I don't know who's the farthest, but it comes about 10 feet from you.
Okay.
A ball of red static flame appears in front of the centered gravestone. Dark red bolts arching off the stone itself, disappearing just as fast as it formed. In its place stands a mostly elven-looking woman with white hair and crimson eyes. She wears a white gown with a cloak made of red animal hide. She immediately kneels down and places a polished black stone and a deep red stone at the base of the grave, sweeps her hand and mutters inaudible phrases. She stands and turns away from the grave, looks around and says, "Beautiful night, isn't it? I didn't think the, what do they call you, Travelling Gallows would be so shy. My name is Lady Delilah Cleaver. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Oh no.
If you're wise,
twats after us.
you will walk away from here and never look back. If you're not, then, well, we will be seeing each other again real soon." She then blows a kiss to the darkness, not exactly knowing where you are, and is covered in the sparkling electric red fire once again, and then she is gone. The grave that she stood over is now slowly erupting almost. The soil is bubbling chunks of earth. A noise comes through the dirt. Muffled breathing, groaning, and then there are similar noises coming from a number of other recently disturbed graves. As their soil churns and bubbles as well. Some from within the fogless circle, and more from other graves within the thick waist-high fog.
Shite.
So there's a lot of them then.
There's a few.
Okay.
Just a couple.
So
Well,
I will send this picture of the grave sites, and then I think we should go for a cigarette and return rolling for initiative.
combat.
So yeah, take a look at
roll
the
for initiative.
little map of graves, and you could decide where exactly you want to be.
Okay.
Just know that that's the one in the center is where she was standing.
Okay.
On the right, you mean?
Yeah, center, right above the pathway, or to the
And
right of the pathway.
The smaller rectangles are those like just
The tops
small
of
headstones?
gravestones. Yeah,
I gotcha. Oh, and the disturbed dirt. I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
yeah.
So she was at that one beside the path on the right.
Mhm.
What do you say, fellas? We're up at the. Because, well, where do you guys want to be? How close do you want to be? I say we were in a bush, so there's 3 bushes to choose from.
So,
I
yeah,
did say I was behind
You
the tombstone.
you would probably
did
be
you? Oh, okay.
closer to
Yeah.
the bottom of the picture, just because you were expecting it to be farther over.
Okay, then I'm gonna say Grim is underneath that tree or bush or whatever it is
On the left or right?
on the right,
Or right.
bottom right bush.
Bottom right bush. Okay.
Sorry, Kyle, where was she?
The middle-ish gravestone, just to the right of the path.
Okay.
She's gone though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's Cleaver.
Lady Delilah Cleaver.
Cleaver. Delilah, thank you.
She's a
Wearing
fucking
Delilah's
cunt.
skin.
Hey there,
Okay.
Delilah. What's it like in this here
Don't
graveyard?
even do that. Stop it.
All right.
Alright, I was at the gravestone up and to the left of that bush that Grim is hiding behind. So like right beside that overturned.
The first one
Yep.
above.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, staying pretty close to Grim. Makes sense.
Yep. Yep. Keeping it.
Mr. Lowstar, where you be?
I'll be over. Well, just ahead of that tree on the right, but like those 2 gravestones that are close together, the disturbed one and the other one, I'll be like.
So it's me?
So yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's where Gamork is. I was hiding in a tree because I couldn't see anything. You guys were
Yeah.
down around looking.
I'm gonna send it to, fucking.
Oh, is it still doing that thing?
Oh man, it's my phone is getting worse. Like
Is it your
literally,
phone,
I
or is it
can
your
literally
plan?
only use my camera on the Herbcat Instagram account. I can't even take
Why?
pictures with any of my other Instagram accounts. My camera, regular camera, does not function.
What the
Well, it got run over in the summer,
Okay, so
and now it'll do fucking like static sometimes.
well,
I
I can upgrade my plan, so I will give you my old phone.
Oh no, I have my old phone and it's fucking better than this one. I just don't want to go through the process of adding all the apps and shit again.
Switching it over again.
Well,
Okay,
I got rid of everything and gave the phone to my dad.
Oh, that's the phone. Okay.
But I'll send
Fuck, it
I'll
might
send
even
a
be
picture.
easier for me to just give you my old one with everything still installed.
I mean, like, just to make sure this is where you guys are talking about.
That's where I am.
It's in elsewhere. I sent it to elsewhere. Sorry.
Oh. Elsewhere.
Disappearing when
No,
Oh,
it's
nice.
not. It shouldn't be disappearing. You just have to click
No,
on it
it
once.
is. Oh, it is.
For
You can't
PC.
see it on PC.
On PCs, it's.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yep, that's fine. I'm cool with that.
Yep.
That's where I
Yeah.
wanted. That's where I planned on being.
Perfect. All right, let's take a quick rolly break,
That's
and
rolling
we
break.
shall be back.